Hello, Savaya. Good time with your guitar. It's not plugged into anything though. Okay, Cyberpunk 2077 has now been out for a while, and it's so cyberpunk that it hurts. It's also a bit broken, as you may have heard. How do I feel about it? Well, I think the setting, the city, the quests, and the huge number of side quests, they are really good. Then there's all these stupid glitches and unfinished stuff like police that really suck. NPC AI and so on. Yeah. But on the total, it's kind of like positive. I've been enjoying it. But that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is to visit a store. Uh, you see, in Night City, there are junk shops. Junk shops are mainly source for crafting components, but oops, and got run over by a car there. Be careful. But junk shops are themed. For example, here's a nice porno store that you can visit and watch all these very adult things that are available, like this very adult Captain Picard dildo. Uh, but yeah, and all the other stuff. I kinda like these masks. Unfortunately, you can't buy those. You can buy some of this shit here. Uh, but yeah. Um, but this is not really what we are interested in here. So let's leave. Because what we are interested in is that there's a music store that's located in central Night City. I think this place is called Haywood or something like that. Probably, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But it's the only music store that I've been able to find in this game. And here it is. It's called Time Machine. Like now it looks like a theater or something. And here it is. Where it's located? There, in bit below Central Square. You see, as you way well know, music is a big part of Cyberpunk. The main character, Keanu Reeves' character, Johnny Silverhands, is a rock musician, although a very cliched one. And there's actually a quest line with his band Samurai, where you can actually play a gig. That was the only gig that I played in 2020 actually, and then there's all these some clubs, and then there's a radio that where you can listen to future hits. It's mainly metal and some electronic sounds. Some of this is actually quite good. Um, But yeah, somehow I still feel that this game's idea of the future of music, it's more like Six Sputnik futuristic than Daft Punk futuristic, if you get my idea. Although it kind of like fits the setting very nicely, see all this Six Sputnik thing. But it's also pretty conservative with, I don't know, Samurai is kind of like supposed to be kind of like this old act from 50 years ago with all the guitars. I don't know, it sounds a bit like, what the fuck, Limp Bizkit with metal arms, quite horrible. And then there's some club music and not much electronic music, and it would be kind of like interesting to see explore this idea of what you can do with implants and music and arts. There's some stuff with this artist Lizzie Wizzy, whatever she was called. but it's not never really shown what she actually does. There's some also the character Royce mentioned that the band Tinnitus is using their implants to play music, play a gig. But when you go actually view the gig, I don't know, they just have this mixer and two vinyl players. One of is empty and the other one is not spinning, so I don't know what the hell is going on there. So as a music fan and music gear enthusiastic, I thought that it would be interesting to visit this place. And here it is. I like the laser space disco feel of the whole place. There's lots of stuff for sale. Kind of like, yeah. Very guitar orientated. And there's also 3 huge jukeboxes. Every music store needs 3 huge jukeboxes. You can actually hack these, but they don't do anything. There are no enemies here, and you can select. You can't use them, but you could select a selection of industrial, pop, or Latino, and do some settings. Kind of nice and detailed jukeboxes. I don't know why they need 3 though. It would be kind of confusing if everybody plays same different thing. And next to that, there's this thing. I don't know what the hell that is. And then there's this poster, Turbo Dracula. Turbo Dracula. I would go to see that, buy a T-shirt and album. And then there's this fat guy who's always sitting around and strumming his guitar there. Sabaya Kinishi. Hello Sabaya. Good time with your guitar. It's not plugged into anything though. But yeah, he's enjoying himself. And then there's all these guitars. I'm kind of like confused here. I'm not a guitarist, but all these guitars, they don't look very futuristic. They look more like this weird 60s style axis. I have a Pinterest collection of the pictures of weird guitars, and you can also scan some of these, but they are pretty weird. I don't know if these would actually work as a design. Is this where guitars are going in future? Of course it's possible this might be a vintage music store, as the name implies, but I don't know. There are even some these weird Russian balalaika style basses on the other side of the shop. Yeah, and then there's this central guitar display where they have these guitars, kind of like these beginner models here on display. Why not? Beginners need their guitars. They look pretty weird for beginners. And there's Mr. Kenichi strumming away. There's this huge mural about the Samurai band also. Samurai, very famous in Night City. Then there's the other room. There are some, I don't know if these are kind of valuable guitars or they don't say anything. That is albums. There's kind of like this album, Fuck the Wall, by this Lizzie Weezy character. I don't know. Looks pretty. All of this looks like they are made in 80s. All this visual look. And then there's more vinyl for sale here. You can scan of these. Unfortunately, there's no album for Turbo Dracula. I would love to hear Turbo Dracula. I mean, is there a better band name than Turbo Dracula? I can almost imagine how it sounds. Turbo Dracula. There's all this, I don't know, kind of lame looking albums. There's this one that looks like a Leibach album. And there's on the other end of this shelf you can see all those samurai related stuff like the Silverhand's solo record and Kerry Eurodyne's solo record. They must be good. It's a real shame that you can't listen. I don't know. Well, and here's actually, these are the only books that I think they are books. They look like books that I have seen in whole Night City anywhere. And there's also for sale there are, I don't know, skull masks, some Chinese kittens, and more samurai stuff like chipping in. It's lovely, like how all these albums have this, all the songs are somehow they have this computer reference. And oh yes, there are guitar amps also here, even though the fat guy was playing without any bumper amps. They look a bit like Fender Twins that are the fucking heaviest amp I've ever carried. More bumper. And then there's the grand piano that in the future it doesn't have strings, it has these weird cup holder things. For some reason. More bumpers. And then there's some PA cabinets. One of these doesn't have a loudspeaker. Well, a more Tainted Overlord. That's a bad name. It's not Turbo Dracula. I want more Turbo Dracula. And one thing that pisses me off are these drums. Like, these are even currently they are vintage drums. Where's all these electric drums and stuff like even Simmons drums or something? These are old even now. But they look nice. The cymbals are a bit, I don't know, but they look nice. I would play this. There's even a nicer set there on the other end of the store, of the stage there. That's kind of a nice striped one. I would buy these, but where's all the futuristic drums? Well, there's one interested buyer at least. And then there's the synths. Synths are the future. Synths are electronic music. Synths usually have a keyboard. This actually had a keyboard last time I was here. Some strange glitch. I don't know, this looks like a bit like, I don't know, Yamaha. Roland performance synthesizers. Like, not very modern. There's another one here. It's the same model here. It also used to have a keyboard. I don't know what's going on here, but yeah. But if we take a closer look using this super sniper thingy, you can actually see. You can see all the buttons. There's some amplifiers, and then there's piano, organ, guitar, bass, sound. And data fields, free effects, you can apply free effects here. And then there's voice selector and a rhythm pattern and some mixer and tempo. This isn't kind of like an analog, some serious synthesizer. This is kind of like what Casio or Yamaha makes. This is a home organ that you can play weddings with. There's other ones also here in the end of the store. This lower one is interesting. It has this weird wave shape display on top of it. I don't know what it's trying to do here, but yeah. And it also had this piano organ selectors and some effects. I don't know, but these are kind of like reskins of the old last one. But that looked kind of like a synthesizer more than the other ones, so but I don't know. where's all the modular stuff? Where's all the interesting synthesizers? I don't know. This guy, the future is home organ, according to this game. Okay, there's some cymbals and snare drums for sale and congas, and finally, in the corner of the store, future instruments that look like Machine or MPC Live or something like that. This looks like a drum pad, but it's actually 4 tambourines. But this has a channel mixer and this display that strangely displays market data. If you want to check out the stock exchange while you are playing, and some I don't know, some settings, and this has a sequencer on the bottom that has very strangely 15 steps. Weird future music needs 15-step sequencer, and some filters. There's a filter, and it actually looks kind of nice. And there's another one that has this huge pad, and there's loop and sampler and effect select and all these features, and another kind of like a. Here I'm trying to jump on the congas to get a better view, but it's I can't do it. Yeah, but it has this round kind of like display, and also this weird wave shapes going on there. And sync DJ XGS and DJ Launchpad Mixer. Yeah, I would kind of like love to operate this. It has a sync. I don't know if Future has MIDI. Has Future got MIDI? No idea. And also BPM selections. Yeah, I would kind of like buy one of these. But yeah, you can actually buy stuff also here. You can buy most albums available. They are rather offensively labeled junk, but it's legendary junk. But you can't buy album from Turbo Dracula here. I want album by Turbo Dracula, but you can buy it here. It's a shame. Turbo Dracula. But you can buy all these other shit albums. And then you can buy guitars. It would be nice if you could actually strum away on guitar yourself. But you can't. This is all kind of like just junk. You can also buy medical gauze if your ears start to bleed with all this music stuff. And the components, of course, but yeah. But you can't buy any future instruments here. You can't buy even the sampler controllers that displayed earlier, or synths. That's guitars, because I don't know. This is rock and roll. This is vintage store. Well, anyway, it's a nice place. I would hang out here if I would lived in Night City, though it's the only music store in Night City, so there's not much competition. But let's leave the place. And I know it's kind of like stupid to compare this stuff with real music store or real music. I mean, like, if you start to compare the computer shit on this game. Yeah, but like this man says. What? Yeah, what? It feels a bit like all this was designed by some Polish developer who doesn't really know music, but okay. But I don't know, I would go hang out in Afterlife on some other club, and thank you, and subscribe and comment and so on.